Hi guys, hope you're all well. I'm really sorry if my YouTube video has been quite late. It's been because I've been balancing training at the box I still go to and the fact that I've also got a job now, and it's just been a bit manic at the moment. So I haven't managed to squeeze in a few morning classes or open gym sessions, but yeah, it has been a bit of a challenge for me. So this month I recently went away to Bristol for my sister's 30th. We basically stayed at the Marriott Hotel in Bristol, and it is beautiful. We went out for a few drinks, and at the Marriott Hotel, I'm not even joking, they've got such a nice bar where you can get drinks from. And excuse me a minute, I've just got some water to drink. And the thing as well is, because we were staying at the Marriott, we didn't stay there for like 3 nights, we chose to stay for 2 nights. And the thing we did at the Marriott on the first night was arrive, check in, and also just like unpack and just go at our own minimum pace. So there wasn't really like a lot of hassle when we basically got the hotel rooms, but it was just really nice to just see where we were staying. We managed to also find out that we weren't going to be alone on that day, but the only person who never knew what was going on was my sister. And the thing that made it absolutely special for her was, for anyone who's watching this and you're like, what is this woman talking about? You probably do or don't know what it is, but if you're basically a scientist and you know what I'm on about, then thank you very much. Absolute legends, scientists, doctors, nurses. So here's what I'm going to say. So for any of you viewers who are watching this video, my sister's got, my sister's got something very rare called cystic fibrosis, and she had cystic fibrosis since she was a child. And before she actually turned 30, we weren't too sure if she was going to make it to 30. And it is absolutely rare for a whole lot of different cystic fibrosis patients, maybe around the world, to actually like find treatment to help with getting their lungs basically cleared from all that mucus, anything that just helps them to live a happy, healthy lifestyle. And excuse me, let me sort something out. And yeah, the thing as well about cystic fibrosis is you've got different appointments. So things like you'll have appointments with your doctor, appointments with your nurse, maybe like appointments with your GP, just to find out if you're getting on really well with the medication that your doctor or your nurse prescribes, just to basically help with your cystic fibrosis treatment. And the thing as well is, some people basically don't really have that strong immune system to basically fight off those nasty little things that makes it really hard for cystic fibrosis patients to basically try and live a healthy lifestyle. So the thing about my sister that people would want to know is, she's not just your normal average person who you would see either at school, but knowing my sister, she is an absolute fighter. She basically managed to get herself out of bed as a child 24/7. Basically, she used to take these milkshakes from her doctor or nurse that prescribed them to her, and they basically say that she should take them in the morning before she would go on something called a nebulizer. So with a nebulizer, you'd have a little vial of almost like the stuff you put in a nebulizer to help almost almost like clear out your lungs kind of. So it's a special machine, and I'm not sure what the nebulizer now is called, but there's probably different machines of a nebulizer. And the thing as well is, my sister wasn't too keen on it, but they just said to her halfway when she got a bit older that they'd take my sister off the nebulizer, they'd take my sister off things like the shakes. But I do remember as well things like after she went to her doctor appointment or nurse appointments, that sometimes she would basically get my dad to take them both through a McDonald's drive-through. And you're probably going to be like, why and how's that a good thing? Well, if you probably have or haven't noticed, cystic fibrosis patients, well, some of them, they need to have a bit of fat in them. And the thing about my sister that made her really, really happy about having McDonald's is it basically helps her to basically not just put on weight, both in a good and bad way, but somewhere in between, if it makes sense. But we do remember, when I say we, I mean myself, my dad, my mom, we remember my sister having to take these medicines. They're called Creon. I can't remember like what type of Creon, but it was a special Creon that she had to take to help with her cystic fibrosis, but also making sure that she wasn't forgetting to take a medication. Just before I make this a whole lot boring and all that, I just get to the person she is today. The person she is today is amazing. She's basically staying on top of everything. So she still sees her doctor or nurse prior when they basically want to see her and just see how she's doing and things. Well, like she even goes out for a run either in the morning, maybe in the evening. She'll either go either by herself or she'll go with some friends, and she'll even take her dogs with her. Yeah, the previous thing she used to do when she basically lived not too far from where she is at the moment is she used to train at a box. So she used to basically take up CrossFit. Sometimes even she would probably do a bit of maybe just running even, and just trying to find something that can basically help her squeeze things in between her schedule. And I just want to say, kind of like, long story short, I'm absolutely proud of her. Even though when we were kids, we basically just had so much stuff to argue about, I absolutely do love her. And yeah, I'll just probably say though, like her 30th on the weekend in Bristol, it was just such a great surprise for her. It's like there was a huge chunk of like family members there, friends, some of the family members that probably couldn't have made it, so we had some of the cousins that did actually turn up, and some that actually couldn't make it due to the fact that they were either working or they probably weren't well. But yeah, we had a really great night. And the thing as well is, when we actually chose, well, we didn't choose, but when we got in an Uber to go from the place we went for food, it was really, really hard because you'd probably think it's Bristol. Some of the Uber drivers would know where they're going. Not all of the drivers that drove Ubers actually knew where they were going. It's like some of them would be like, where to? And you're thinking, where's the best pub or the best restaurant to actually go to? So I remember it was one of the people that was in the Uber with me who actually said to the Uber driver that we were to go to Clifton Wood, and the Uber driver's like, where's that? And it's like, surely you've got something called Google Map. And it's just one of those moments when you're thinking, how can this happen? How can a taxi or Uber driver not know where they're going? But yeah, long story short, the that evening was really enjoyable and we had a good laugh, and it was just really great to basically look back onto great memories that my sister basically held on to throughout her life, and things as well that made her the person she is today. And Sunday, before we actually left Bristol, we were going to meet up for brunch somewhere, but we weren't too sure where. But what we did do is we went to a Wagamama's in Bristol, and we actually just chose to meet up there for a bit of lunch, and it was just absolutely nice just to have a bit of like a pre-party catch up with everybody who was still about, because like the other half of the people that were there on Saturday, they actually just chose to like leave and be like, we have to go back either for a job interview, maybe for work, things along there. But yeah, the thing is, excuse me a minute, the thing as well is it was just really great because you actually could still recognize people's faces on that day, the event that it was held at. And the thing about Wagamama's is, even though Wagamama's is just like a restaurant, it's a good place to meet up with either friends, family, maybe go there for a date even. But yeah, it's like, so some of the people that were out quite late on Saturday, they basically were still a bit hungover, but we managed to catch up and just see what the plan was for Christmas holiday, what the plan was with like people that are working before Christmas, what the plan after Christmas is, before New Year, things like that. And yeah, I actually do remember basically doing a video this weekend that's just gone, and I said to people that I was going to look back on the best memories from this year for me. I know it's a bit off topic going from a 30th birthday break for my sister to things that I want to look onto. So the best things about this year for me is managing to get 3rd place twice this year, but also getting 6th place the first time in my life in a team of 2 out of 10 teams, obviously. And you probably want to know, how did I manage to get 6th place? Well, the way I see it is 6th place is probably good because, like, even though there are 10 teams basically doing the same competition as you actually manage to basically show, you basically manage to show other people, so not just your family but your friends as well, and like people who are cheering you on, just like how hard you are actually willing to push yourself, and things like how much training you'd put in, and opposed to when you really need to, and opposed to when you really needed to push yourself that extra mile, if it made sense. And the other thing as well is sometimes, due to what other athletes are feeling, it could be that maybe from the first or second workout they may have felt a bit rubbish, they may have felt like they don't know why their legs feel so jelly after all of it. But yeah, so I'd probably say 6th place for me. It actually felt good, but I'd probably say like 3rd place for me twice. It basically felt almost like you were on top of the world, kind of. And it also made me feel like I didn't have to just like pinch myself and be like, is this real? Is this a dream? But yeah, the thing about all the competitions I've done this year is I couldn't have asked for any great person to have organised the competitions and things. Well, like this year it was my 2nd time actually doing the CrossFit Open, and even though I didn't make it to the CrossFit Games this year, you know what, I'm still going to take this year away with me and still basically leave this year with a smile on my face. Even if I don't look like I'm smiling now, I absolutely will be smiling throughout Christmas and throughout New Year, both New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. And the thing as well there, I basically want to look forward on to doing for next year is hopefully, like I said in my video that I did last weekend, is hopefully getting my first bar muscle up in. I'm still working on the ring muscle up transitions. I'm working on handstand push-ups, which I'm really good at, but I just really need to almost like stop worrying so much. Focus on my strict handstand push-ups, and then whether it's in PT, whether it's just having a partner in open gym helping me out, but working on handstand walks. And I know now that with handstand walks it's going to be quite hard because you need to be able to shuffle your body weight when you're actually doing handstand walks. So imagine you walking on your feet. Scary thing is when you're upside down, you're using your hands to almost like the feet for when you're upside down. So you're allowing your hands to basically move your body weight in like any part of like which shoulder you're actually using. So it might be the left or right side of your body. So even though I'm not an expert at handstand walks, I'd probably say take time to basically read through notes. Maybe you've done a gymnastic workshop this year, you may have done a bit of a seminar either at a box nearby you may have gone to a gymnastic workshop, you may have watched a few YouTube videos, you may have done a bit of strength conditioning and a bit of a gymnastic class maybe. Excuse me. It might have been anything along there. And another thing as well is I do want to basically try and surprise myself next year with hopefully like bigger numbers next year. So hopefully getting 85, 90 and maybe 95 kg in my back squat next year. So even if it's not 2 reps, I'm more than happy to actually use that for like a 1 rep. And then I've even said though that for next year, I'm hopefully planning on doing a lot more competitions. So I'm looking at doing National Fitness Games next year, if it's actually in Bournemouth, Strength and Depth, Southwest Regionals. So that would be in Bristol. If I get the opportunity as well, I might look at going to either Cape Town, maybe next year, or maybe I might just try and do one in Germany. The thing about Germany is I have got family over there, and it's always a good idea just to try and sort out accommodation, just like register online for which competition would suit you. And the other thing as well I've got to point out is I'll be more than happy to do another in-house next year. I'm happy to actually come back next year a lot stronger, a lot more fearless, and do triad twice next year. So whether it's in a team of 2, a team of 3, I'm more than happy to basically push myself that extra mile. And the thing is as well is if you're actually watching this video, make sure you're actually jotting down your goals. So it could be things like you may have had a late night from when you finished work, or may have finished a meeting. It may have been that you didn't have enough time to actually organise a dinner or lunch or anything along that. It's always a good idea just to make sure though that you've actually got it taken care of, because what you don't want is, what you don't want is things like your old habits are starting to get a lot worse and then it becomes a bad habit. And please do let me know in the comment section down below this YouTube video if it's helped. Please give it either a thumbs up. If it's not been for you, then either give it a thumbs down. But yeah, please just let me know how you found this video. Sadly, I'm not going to be doing another video this week, but this is actually going to be my last video this year for 2022. Hopefully though, there should be a few videos if or when I'm not working that are going to basically come on YouTube when we basically arrive in 2023. So like I said, and if you haven't already, please could you either click on the subscribe button just to keep you updated on any more videos that I may have coming up, maybe a few events coming up. But yeah, hope all of you around the world, hopefully all of you are having a great Christmas, New Year, maybe a Hanukkah, anything along there. Hope you're all staying safe, hope you're all having a great year, and please keep your eyes peeled. See you all very soon, guys. Thanks, take care, and bye.